Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. In this episode, I'll be covering a grouping of 7 stages titled BassXtreme's Territory, developed by UltimateBassXtremeGaming. So let's begin with this stage, Mega Man 1 on the Game Boy, with 21 plays and a score of 3. I don't know how long it'll take to complete all these levels, so this episode may end up being shorter. The screen real estate is smaller here in order to emulate the Game Boy screen. That was disappointingly short. Let's take the right path this time. And from the looks of it, this is hard mode. When I initially started this stage, I thought I would battle against all the Roadmasters in Mega Man 1. Even hard mode wasn't that difficult. Hang on a minute, more bosses this time? So immediately after defeating Iceman, we face off against the Wily Machine. I'm doing it the safe way. Does he take extra damage from the Buster? No. So that was the hard mode version of this stage. My earlier complaints still hold, however. This level really needed to be expanded upon. Second up is Mega Man 3 on the Game Boy, with 121 plays and a score of 42. Once again, we have a normal and hard mode. Like before, this stage needed to be elongated. On to hard mode this time. And unlike its inspiration, this isn't that difficult. Immediately taken to the battle against Punk. Double kill. And after Punk's defeat, the Fortress boss. This time with a bigger screen. Marginally better than the previous stage, and that's only because of the bosses. The same critique from before holds. Third up is Challenge Me If You're Gonna Dare, with 27 plays and a score of 8. I could potentially damage boost through, but let me do it the proper way. That's the neat way to introduce that gimmick. Now will it be used anywhere else? And instead get clipped into the terrain. You should have put a weapon block there to prevent players from damage boosting. This stage had an interesting set of ideas, which were only used one screen apiece. There are many ways this stage can be expanded upon. Right now, this stage is lackluster. It's a nice starting point for 400 stages, however. Nothing more to say about the stage, other than what I just said. Forward up is Man Mashup, with 31 plays and a score of 9. Mashup with what though? I recognize part of the original stage's level design. Where we'd originally get the rush letter. And originally up there, we would acquire the rush search. Suddenly a water section. This never existed in the original. And it was only 3 screens long. Nevertheless, the best level of this group so far. It felt like an actual Mega Man Classic level. Of course, that's more because they borrowed the original level design from Man's stage and modified it slightly. Fifth up is Super Napalm Man, with 50 plays and a score of 16. Normally, I wouldn't recover levels, however because it's part of a group or pack, and this is the only stage which I covered during a previous episode, I'll throw it in here. It's not like any of these stages take that long to complete anyways. This is mostly Napalm Man stage with some minor modifications. For instance, no need to worry about pop-up attackers. Same critique with the previous stage applies to this one. I'm noticing a common pattern with these levels. Next up is Volcanic Eruption with 18 plays and a score of 3. Out of all the levels so far, this took the longest to load up, which I'm sad to say makes the stage more promising. Now let's see if it lives up to it. Easy to get special weapon. There should be a somewhat challenging gauntlet before acquiring it. For instance, place a series of obstacles or enemies. And apparently this is mandatory to get anyways. Best stage so far, original level design, and a gimmick that's utilized, those being the TNT blocks. Still has a ways to go before being an okay to decent stage. And this doesn't mark the end of the stage, another promising sign. This is a massive improvement over the previous stages I played so far. This is subpar. The previous ones were, in my honest opinion, bad to subpar, or they heavily borrowed level design from previous Mega Man Classic games. This one, however, is subpar to okay. I simply wish the ending sequence was done better, however, as in reusing the TNT block gimmick from earlier. Wonderful, this isn't even the end yet. Could this be the end? Reiterating my earlier statement, this is the best level of this group so far. Original level design, some usage of gimmicks, and it doesn't finish within a minute to 90 seconds. However, it still needs many improvements. So the 7th and final level of this group is a level made in 1 hour, Charging Burst Up, with 17 plays and a score of 4. Going to be another shorter one. Should have known. That's all on me. Despite being completed within an hour, this is still superior to the first 3 levels. Similar to all the other levels, this just existed. So here are my overall thoughts on BassXtreme's territory. Before I reached Volcanic Eruption, I was ready to write off the entire level grouping as simply being bad to subpar. Afterwards though, I'd mark this entire group as being subpar, What really brings down this group to me are the first 3 stages. Mega Man 1 on the Game Boy and Mega Man 3 on the Game Boy were simply too short. I like the idea of the screen real estate being more constrained, however, the stages didn't capitalize on this enough. If they were made to evoke memories of the original titles, these stages did a poor job at that. The third stage, also too short, and it barely accomplished anything at all. Freeze Man Mashup and Super Napalm Man, they mostly borrowed the level design from Freeze Man and Napalm Man respectively, with some minor modifications sprinkled in. Volcanic Eruption is where the original level design started. That's where the design shined true, relative to all the other levels that is. And Charging Burst Up also simply existed, yet it was still more original than most other levels. Additionally, it had a better justification for its lower quality. For your future levels Bass Extreme, I suggest using Volcanic Eruption as your primary inspiration, and I highly advise that you ask for feedback from other users too. With several rounds of refinement, I can foresee levels like Volcanic Eruption becoming decent picks. Overall, this group of 7 stages just existed for me. So in the next episode, I'll be covering several more Virus mid levels. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.